Hello everybody. So a little known fact about me perhaps is that I actually spent 10 years living in China. I was teaching English and I had lots of amazing experiences and food while I was living over there. So today I thought I would try a recipe with you for Chinese tea eggs, which don't sound great, but trust me, they are so delicious, especially like with a lot of Chinese food. The longer you leave it, the better it tastes. Now today I'm actually going to be using Mikey Chen's recipe. He's from Strictly Dumpling. I'll leave a link below to his 2 channels that he's got there. So thank you so much, Mikey, for this recipe. I have adapted it just a tiny little bit because a couple of ingredients I haven't been able to find, but I will explain it along the way. Okay, to make the tea eggs, what you will be needing is about half a dozen eggs that are hard boiled, not too much because you will be needing to be boiling these again a little bit later. So if you can get them just on runny, then that is the best way to go with this recipe. You can use however many eggs you like, it doesn't matter, but let me explain in regards to the water and the soy sauce later on. You might want to adapt how much you use according to how many eggs you have. You will also be needing 4 cloves of garlic. 4 cloves of garlic. You will need 2 star anise. These are getting a little bit old on it now, so I have used a little bit more than 2. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. This is raw sugar. I'll explain that in a moment. 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 stick of cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of cumin, which is actually my favorite flavor in Chinese cooking. This is the ground cumin. Use this rather than the whole cumin seeds. This will bring out the flavor so much more. You'll be needing 2 tea bags, and then you'll need 6 cups of water to boil it in. And you will be needing dark soy sauce. Be careful that it is dark soy sauce because the flavor will really come out. If you just use light soy sauce, it will make a big difference. You can pick this up in your local Chinese supermarket if you've got one in your city. I actually found this in my local Cloves after a bigger digging, so I was very happy with that. Now, in relation to the water, sugar and salt, what you should be aiming for is for every 3 cups of water you use, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. So for this recipe with half a dozen eggs, I am going to be using 6 cups of water with 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt. Just be mindful too that the longer you steep it, and there will be a bit of steeping involved, and even later on in the refrigerator, if you keep it then, the longer you keep it in the tea, the more the flavors will develop. So just be mindful with the amounts that you use. Okay, so while the eggs are busy boiling, what I'm going to do is just prepare the steeping liquid. So basically you just need to combine everything in. So I've got the water, half a cup of soy sauce, the dark one, and 2 tea bags in there. I'm just also going to add the rest of the dry ingredients in as well. That all goes in too. I've also forgotten to say before as well, with the sugar, the proper recipe does call for rock sugar. I wasn't able to find that in my local supermarket, but I have used this recipe before with the raw sugar that I put in, and it still worked out pretty well. And I've also got the garlic. You don't need to do much, I just gave it a bit of a crush, that's okay. It is only steeping. So add that all in. Give it a good mix. Ready to go. Now I have put this in a saucepan because you are going to be needing to boil this later on. You then want to take your eggs and just very gently crack it around the outside edges. It creates that pretty crackled effect that you see when you take all the shell off at the end. You can also do this process too by making coloured Easter eggs. It's very pretty. I have done that with students when I was actually living in China. So just very gently create that crackled effect on the outside of the eggs. Once you've finished that, you will want to be popping that into the liquid very carefully so it doesn't splash. Then you want to turn on the burner just to medium, and then you just want to bring that to the boil. So don't put it on boiling immediately, just let it simmer, bring it to the boil, and then boil it for 20 minutes. Once it's finished boiling for 20 minutes, let it sit in this same liquid for another 20 minutes off the boil. So now I've just let the egg sit for 20 minutes just off the boil, so it's been completely turned off. Let it sit for 20 minutes just to let those flavours and that colour get into the shell. So leave it there for 20 minutes. After that, we're going to turn the heat on low and let that simmer very gently for 1 hour. Let this sit there for about 1 hour to simmer really slowly. You'll want to leave this for 2 hours if you want to serve them straight away, so let them cool and let them sit for about 2 hours just to get that flavour going into the eggs properly. I am going to just let them sit here for 1 hour and then road test one of the eggs and let you see what it looks like. And then I'm actually going to put it in a metal bowl, because that's the easiest place to keep it so that the flavour won't go into plastic or wood or anything like that. Keep the liquid and then put the eggs in here, and I will keep them in the fridge and take them to work for a snack. I will probably get some weird looks from my colleagues. Anyway, never mind. So I'll let this sit here for a bit longer and then I'll show you what the final result looks like. Now into the bowl. So here they are so far. The shell is still on them. All of the tea and the garlic and the bits and bobs, because it keeps all that flavour going into them. So put all that in. Look at all the good bits, the tea, the garlic, and when you have everything there, you will want to be pouring all of the liquid in as well, or as much as possible, to at least cover up the eggs anyway. Okay, so it is full, it's got all the liquid in it with the eggs, and I like to keep it wrapped up in the fridge like this. But first I will open one of the eggs up and see what it looks like. Okay, so the eggs are finally ready to go. It's taken a long time. Dishes are done. Really good to get that done while you're waiting for them to go. So I've just taken one out. That is obviously with the shell still on. So let's have a look at this baby and see what it looks like once we've de-shelled it. Okay, well, it's looking good. I have changed shirts because it does tend to drip when you take it out of all the liquid. Okay, so here is the final product. I will just get some of that skin off there. Okay, it worked out pretty well actually. Sorry that the lighting is not so good. Bit of a funny day today. Sun does come and go. But this is the end result. I am pretty hungry, so I think it's time for a taste test. Let's see. It's pretty good. It needs to develop a bit more in the flavour. I did leave it not for very long. This is done the same day, but leaving it tomorrow, this will taste so much better once that flavour really develops in the fridge overnight. But this is really good. Okay, inside, tomorrow, if you leave it for another day, it will actually get darker inside and the flavour will be more intense. This might not be for everybody, but I really enjoy it and the flavour really does take me back to China. So yeah, if you want to try it out, leave a link and everything down below to a video if you make one trying this recipe yourself. I'd love to see how it works out for you, if you've used any different ingredients or different tea or anything like that. And thank you so much, Mikey Chen, for the recipe. Worked out really well, and I'd like to try some more of his recipes actually. Yeah, if you like this video on the eggs, give it a big old thumbs up and leave a comment below, see what you think. And once again, if you have a recipe of your own using these tea eggs, then yeah, link it below and I'd love to see it. Okay guys, so next time I'll see you all next time, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.